Well, welcome back to Hen's Adventures, and as you can see, I've got tape. The reason why I got tape, well, you might have seen a video of me washing my motorhome, and just before I actually brought my motorhome back to the storage, I saw a pool of water, and it's all just round here. Okay, now I'm not too sure why that was. Was it because I was washing the motorhome? Or was it because I did fill it up with water and it's leaked out of a pipe? I really don't know. Now what I did, I've siliconed all around here because there's like a gap there and water was getting in here, and there's a gap up here, and so I've silkiflexed it, and well, at the moment the floor's dry, but is it because the water's in the motorhome is now completely gone out of the pipes, or is it because I've already fixed the problems? So I'm going to show you what's actually underneath, what's going on. Right, as you can see there, this is the problem. Now it's gone a bit soft. Now before that was soaking wet, it is just pouring out. I'll do that, and then the water would just flow out of there. So again, like I say, is it because there's a pipe gone in here? Because the floor is made up of a marine ply, then insulation, then another marine ply, and I do believe they have a pipe in between. Now if that's the case, all this has got to come out, all this board, the whole lot down to there, maybe. Or I might just try and cut it across here. Now it feels a bit soft there. Okay, but I reckon I might be able to do something with that if I have solved the problem already. So now there's only one way to find out, because it's dry now and we've had loads of rain again, and so is it dry now because I've actually fixed the problem, or is it dry now because there's no water in the pipes? So now there's only one way to find that out, and that's go and fill the motorhome up with water and see if it leaks. Fingers crossed. Let's take it back home, get some water, I'll bring it back here, and then I'll start pumping it through, equalising the water to get up to pressure, and let's hope there's no water comes out, because if there is, I've got a big job on my hands. Fingers crossed. Okay, well, it's equalised, so that's a good sign. Get a bit of the air out of it now. Can anyone tell me why sinks are so slow to go down? I don't know if it's air bubble or what, I don't know. There's a bit of a leak there. That's not going to be it, surely. Could that be it? Could that be the water going down? Maybe it is. Maybe that is. If it's that easy, I'll be happy. Okay. Yeah, if it is that easy, I'll be happy. It's equalised. That's a good thing, but it still could have a slow leak. Okay, let's go outside and have a quick look. Also, I've found something else at the back of the motorhome. I'll show you that a little bit later on in the video. Something not too good there going on. Okay, just coming back to have another look and see what it's like here. That's looking dry. That's good. Or is it going to take a long time to come back? Like I say, it's been empty of water for so long now. So if it's a small leak, it might take a little while. So what I think about doing is go back, have a coffee, and then I'll have another look and see if anything's going on. But looking good at the moment, so it's fingers crossed. I think I might have solved it, and it just shows you a little bit of a leak outside. You could really see it. It's hardly anything. I still don't think it's going to be that easy. I'm still hoping that's all it's going to be. But yeah, a little leak outside just shows you what damage you can actually have done from I'll say a little bit of water leak. But at the moment, that is looking good. I think I've caught that just in time. So, but that's all dry. I'll have another look. Like I say, I will put some Runsil wood hardener on that. Because I say it's only a little bit. It's not. That's all solid. It's just a little bit around this corner. Now, I don't really want to take this whole panel out just for that little corner. Now, what I'll do is I will monitor it, and if it gets any worse, I will obviously I'll have to take it out. But at the moment, it's looking pretty good. So I will, like I say, I'll get that Runsil wood hardener and wood rot protector. Then I'll put this black tar on, and hopefully that's going to be good to go. So it looks like we shall be on the road again very, very shortly. So, but I will show you what I do with this. We just got back again, and it's more and more think about this leak. I think it could be the actual tap may be in the problem. Look, when you put the water on, that's back there. It's not just at the moment, but this was leaking here, and it was going all the way down there and then going in there. Now, if you look back, if all that water was constantly going down there, that is exactly the spot where it is. So, was it just outside that Silverflex on the corner, or was it the tap? I think I'm going to change that tap. Well, we just got back. I got my tools, and I got some bits from Wickes actually. £44.77. That's with a 10% discount. And I'll show you what I got for that. I got this waterproof coat and seal. It's a liquid rubber coating, for hopefully that's going to go on top afterwards. Some sandpaper, £11 for that, ridiculous. A paintbrush for the waterproof, and also got this wet rot wood hardener. Now, and also what I'm hoping to do, what I'm going to do is probably drill a few little holes in. Now, to do the little holes, not big, that will then soak up and be able to penetrate if there's any rot inside up in that floor, and that would make it all nice and hard. If I just paint it on top, I don't think that's going to get to where it may be a little bit soft. So hopefully that will do that. I've got myself a spray, so what I'm going to do is spray inside that hole, because obviously I'm upside down, so hopefully that will penetrate it with a spray gun. So let's have a quick look, make sure it's still dry. And turn the light on. That's dry. That's dry again. Yeah, that's nice and dry. So I'll do a few holes and then I can give that a little bit of a spray. Also, there's no rot up there, but what I want to do is give that a good spray as well. Just okay, first thing I'm going to do is sand this down, so then the one seal can penetrate the wood. Okay, you can tell that is better floor now. That is solid. That is a little bit there, soft. That's the main bit. So what I'm going to do now is drill these little holes, not deep at all, so that wet rock can penetrate it. Just like that. Just a few places. I could do it all up there as well, see if I can get some out. Okay, I'll come back tomorrow and I will fill those holes, and hopefully all that wood is penetrated with all that rot protector, and it will be all nice and hard. So see you tomorrow. Okay, I'm back here the next morning, so let's see if this wood has hardened up. I was a little bit worried thinking about it in the night. I'm not too sure whether the holes may have penetrated it as much as I sort of wanted it to do. So what I've got is some syringes, and if it hasn't, what I might do is just try and force it in there with a syringe in each hole. So anyway, let's go under and see what it looks like. Okay. Let's see. It's still a bit soft, isn't it? So that hasn't gone as quite as what I wanted it. Okay, I've got my gloves on at the moment. And I've got this in the syringe. Put that in. Gives it a little few rolls. See it coming out there. Try and get in there a bit more this time. They do say try not to leave a build up on the surface. That's something they really don't want. The problem is, I'm a bit worried, as it's, should we say, a laminate, it might not soak in because it's all glued. So that might cause a problem. Right, I'm going to leave that now for another 24 hours and see how it goes. And hoping that is going to solve the problem. Hopefully. Fingers crossed now. If not, I've got to replace all this board and I'm not wanting to do that at all. So I'll get back to you in another 24 hours. Okay, I'm back now after a couple of days to see whether this wood hardener has actually hardened this wood up underneath, and also to fill the holes up if it has done the job that it needs to do. So anyway, let's have a quick look of what's going on in here. If you have got to this far in the video, please consider subscribing, press the like button and share and do all that thing, and really does help my insanity. So let's go and have a look. Okay, just put the torch on and you can see it's all dry. That's a lot better than what it was. A little bit soft there still, but considering what it was like before, that's a lot better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill these holes now, give that a couple of hours to dry, and then I'm going to put this black tar over. What I have got is this Ronsil wood filler, and that is for interior and exterior. So let's go and do that. I know some people are going to slander me for this bit of repair. I know it's not ideal, but my goal is to stop it from actually getting any worse and just getting back on the road, because we haven't really used this, and we've got a couple of big road trips coming up. Actually looking at doing the NC 500 very shortly, in a few weeks time, just after the NEC caravan camping show. So then I need to then get my head around what I really need to do, because I know I'm going to have to take this panel off, take the wood out properly, and replace the wood underneath. But like I say, I've got to get my head around that and see and think about really what I've got to do, and yeah, just hopefully sort it out later on in the year. And I'm going to have to try and get some dry storage to do it, because I can't really do it here, because if it starts raining, I don't want it all open to the elements. So just let me know in the comments what you think about that. Like I say, it's not ideal what I've done, but what I've done is actually stop it from actually getting any worse, hardened it up, and get back on the road, and that's what it's all about. And like I say, it will be a better job and a more permanent job. Hopefully do it later on in the year. So okay, let me show you what I've found at the back of the motorhome. And as you can see, I've put this tape on there just to hopefully stop any more rain getting in. And what the situation is, I'll just get my light. It's not actually wet, but it's got delaminating. So you can see that it's delaminating, but I don't know how to do it properly. I can't use a resin because that's just going to pour out. But as you can see, yeah, it's delaminated here, delaminated there. But I have got an idea. Again, it's going to be a bit of a quick fix, and well, the actual stuff hasn't come yet, but as soon as it has, I'll bring it down, and I'll show you exactly what my idea of fixing that problem. And maybe what's causing it is, if you look here, you can see all the daylight up there, and that's obviously, you can see there, that's obviously going to get into that wood there. But like I say, it is dry now and it's not rotten, but like I say, it is delaminated, as you can see there. Whether it's because the water's got in, but I need to seal that from the outside. As you can see there, the thing is, it's that wet, I can't even get the silicone in there to get it to dry. Okay, now I've got the underneath the shower finished, I'm just going to tackle this two corners at the back. Now I've siliconed all down here and down where the bumper joined, The reason why I got this plastic on is because I don't want, well, I've got some rain coming soon, so before it dries off I want to make sure that sets before the rain gets to it. So let me show you what I'm going to do. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a couple of holes here where it's delaminated. It's only around this corner, just around here, so it's not that much. And then I'm going to fill my syringe up with glue and just pump some glue in there, and hopefully that's going to be able to spread it around. What I do is just move it around like that type of thing. You can see it's a little bit of a waste of time. And then I've got a staple gun. I'm going to just staple and or screw in there. So let's get on to a few. Okay, now I've got my syringe set up. Let's just try and pump this with glue. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be working that well. Oh, go in there. Just found the gap there. I found the gap there. Soaking that up. It could take a little while to do this, but hopefully it's going to be worth it. Is that going to be enough, do you reckon? No support there, but obviously you can see that has definitely gone a lot better. Okay, as you can see, that is not obviously a permanent fix, and I'm not planning on it to be a permanent fix. So yeah, let me know in the comments, because I know I'm going to get slandered for that, because it's not ideal. But it's going to get us back on the road again. Now, when you look at it, that's a lot better. That glue would have spread around, and that will set really nicely. So, like I said, we've got a road trip planned soon, straight after the NEC Caravan and Motorhome show. Now, for me to do it properly, I need to take this bumper off all the way down to the side, the back bumper off, and then I've got to get rid of that plywood completely inside. Maybe even take the whole back panel off, or just two corners. I'm not too sure. I'm going to put some that black tar that I did on the underneath the shower, and hopefully that's, like I say, that's going to last until the end of the year. And then what I will do, I need to find somewhere dry that I can put it under cover, and yeah, just do it properly. But for now, that's going to get us back on the road. Okay, that's that side done. Let's go and do the other side. Okay, I've got me a little depth, a bit of masking tape go around. I've just done it about 8mm. I think that's all it needs. And I'm just going to see where it's just delaminated there. So I'm going to just do a few holes. I say it's not actually rotten. There's a bit of flaked off there, but that's not really a major issue. Yeah, if I get my syringe in there, and that will spread the glue around. Fill my syringe up with glue, which is a bit of a faff, I must admit, but it is what it is. Just put in the syringe in the hole there, not too deep. So that goes in quite well. All that was spread around. And what I do, I just put it out a little bit as well, so it hopefully gets into all the other layers as well. And give it a bit of a tap, that should spread it around a little bit as well. That's just that one layer flaking off a little bit. That's not really much to worry about. I will put a bit more in there though, because I don't feel like it's got round. Right. I got that glued up, spread around a little bit more, so let's start staggering it. Okay, what do you think of that? That's pretty solid again, isn't it? Okay. Tomorrow I'll come back. I will fill these holes and give it an hour, a couple of hours, and then I will put some tar on there. And hopefully you won't know. Okay, it's 3 days later after I did the wood filler. The reason why it's 3 days later, let me just show you. It has been so cold here that the wood filler has not dried properly. So what I had to do is dig it all out and redo it. You might see a little bit of different colour in wood fillers, but now there you go. That is pretty solid now, so that is ready for my black rubber. I suppose exactly the same as this type of thing to seal all this up. So let's go and get that sealed now. So I am ready for my, it's a Gorilla coat seal, and that's like a rubber coating. So let's see how this gets on. And what you do is just paint it on. I have got a little bit of my spray, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get in there and seal anything that's loose in there, and just paint this on. Might take a little while. Get it all into these gaps there. Quite a thick product, but it goes on there easy enough. And it's got to be temperature between 10 and 10 degrees onwards, so make sure that's got a bit of heat in it. So hopefully today it will have. Okay, just got the spray. Okay, I think that's got everything there as well. As you can see, that's all dried nicely now. That is solid. That's done a good job. I was really quite proud of that actually. So I've just got to tar all this like I did the front, and then that is another job done. Okay, that's the one side done. Okay, it doesn't look pretty, but let's go on to the other side. Okay, again, you can see that is solid again compared to what it was before. Yeah, solid. So let's get this painted up and let's get this show on the road. So that's all the woodwork repairs done for now. Let me know in your comments what you think. I know it's not ideal, but the idea was to actually stop it from getting worse, which is very, very important. Looks like I've stopped the leak underneath the shower, so that's a good thing. Like, again, it's not ideal, but the weather is that bad at the moment. I'll show you. It is nothing but rain, rain, rain at the moment, and no way can I actually do proper repairs in weather like this, because what I really need to do is take off all the bumpers, get the woodwork out, and that'll be open to the elements, and no way I'm going to do that in this weather, and it's too cold. So I'm going to wait until later on in the year and hopefully get some indoor storage, and then I will tackle the job, should we say, a more permanent way of doing things. Let me know in the comments how you would go about things, and what you think what I've done already. Like I say, it's not perfect, but it's going to get us back on the road, which I think is really important at the moment, and it's neutralized it so it won't get any worse. I will monitor it throughout the next few months, make sure it's not going to get any worse. If it is getting worse, then I'll have to rethink and take it off the road, and hopefully get some dry storage indoor and tackle it properly. So let me know what you think, and see you next time. Ciao for now.